Hello and welcome to my Godot 3D tutorial. This will be a camera tutorial, as last week I promised to do a tutorial about the camera, as I couldn't fit it into that tutorial. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so to start off with, I'm going to go to the player body and I'm going to add a child node to it. It's just going to be a node 3D, and I want to rename it to neck. I'm then going to grab the camera 3D and put it onto the neck like this. This is so the camera actually has a point to pivot on, from what I understand. I'm then going to go into our player script, and underneath this var guarantee, I'm going to type onReady var neck, and then I'm going to put colon equals, and then what I can do is just go into the sort of hierarchy over here, and I can click and drag the neck into the actual script itself, and see now it's that basically this is setting a variable of neck to the neck object in this hierarchy here. What I want to do is I want to also do the same thing, but instead of the neck again, we want to put the camera. So I'm going to type camera here, and then colon equals, and drag it in. There we go. So this is similar to how in Unity you can find objects, and you can set it that way, set objects to objects you find in the scene through the code, but it's just a sort of simplified version of just literally dragging it straight in. So yeah, now what I want to do is I think I'm going to I'll put it below this. I'll put it directly below here. I want to do a function, and it's going to be unhandled input event. So from what I understand, this is like we've set these inputs down here. This is anything that isn't set. So it's different things like mouse movements and like unregistered keys, whatever. So what we want to do in here is, like I said, we want to create an if event. So event is the thing up here. These are unhandled input events. So the different unhandled inputs that can be considered events, I think. So if the mouse is moved right now, it won't do anything, but it's still registered as an event that's happened. It still understands that something's happened, but not what it should do, what is happening. So this is us setting these different inputs as what we want to do. So what we want to do is to say if event is we want it to be input event mouse button, and we want it to be we want to actually find the mouse button. Input dot we want to set the not find the mouse button. We want to set mouse mode to input dot mouse mode captured. There we go, like that. So this basically what it does is if mouse button is clicked inside the game window, it will hide the mouse like cursor. So when the game's played, if you click, it will click in the window, it will hide it, so you don't see the cursor, and it won't like move out the window when you're playing the game. Now what we want to do is we want a way to undo this if the player is wants to click on something else. So we want to do event dot is action pressed, and we want UI UI cancel. We want that in brackets. Not brackets. Speech marks or quote marks. I've realised. So let me just change that. There we go. So that UI cancel is escape, as far as I know. So escape. So the top left of your keyboard is the escape key. You can change this to actually just be escape if it's easy, if you understand. So if you go to project settings, input map, like we've done here with all these keys, you should be able to add a new action called escape, and click the plus sign here, and then you can just set it to the escape key. So then you can just close this, and then instead of putting that, you can just type escape, and it'll do the exact same thing. It doesn't change anything. But it's just easier to read. When you come back to the code, you can understand, oh wait, it's the escape key that presses to do this action. Alright, so now what we want to do is basically copy this code up here, the set mouse input, but instead of mouse mode captured, we want mouse mode visible. So that basically, if the escape key is pressed, it will undo the changes we made up here. We'll undo the captured, so you can move out and click all the different applications at the bottom of your screen or whatever you want to do. We are then going to create another if statement. We want if input dot get mouse. We want to get mouse mode again, and we want to check if the mouse mode is captured. So input dot mouse mode captured. So yeah, okay, yeah. So if mouse mode is captured, so if the player is actively clicked in the scene and ready to play the game, basically, we want it to then check if the mouse is moving. So we want another if statement inside this if statement to say if the event is, so the event is still using this the function up here, the event unhandled event. So if that unhandled event is what we want it to be is a input event mouse motion. So yeah, like I said, if the player is clicked inside the window and an event is detected that is a mouse movement or motion, then we want the neck dot rotate. So rotate underscore y to be minus event dot relative dot x times 0.01. So this is just a way of moving the neck along the y-axis, so it rotates the camera. We then want the camera also to move, so we want a camera dot rotate, or we want the camera to move as well. Yep. So we want rotate underscore x minus event dot relative dot y times 0.01. So this just handles all the rotations of the camera when the mouse is moved. So it allows you to move move the mouse up and down, left and right, whatever. What we then want to do is to set a clamp for the camera. So this means that if you move the camera a certain amount, it will stop you from moving it any further. So it doesn't look like you're sort of breaking your neck when you move the camera. So all we want camera dot rotation, not rotate, rotation dot x equal clamp camera dot rotation again. Rotation dot x and deg to rad minus 30 and sorry, deg to rad 60. I've realised I've made a little bit of a silly error here, but this equals up here is meant to be 2 equals because you can't set something. We're not meant to be setting this. We're meant to be checking if it equals this. So we need 2 equals instead of 1. But that should fix that, and that should be the fully functioning code. So what we can do now is literally just save it, and if we head back to our 3D scene and we click play up here, click in the scene, there you go. You have the mouse movement here. You can move the camera however much you like. You can't rotate it all the way back. You see I'm sort of looking up and it's not going any further than it'll let me, and the same with down. It's sort of stuck. You can change that in the code, so if you want it to be slightly further, you can. So if I go to the script, you can just change these values and it should let you change how far up and down it will clamp it, but it's not too bad where it is now. So if you want it to be directly up, directly down, you can change it obviously to like 90 degrees or something along those lines. But yeah, it's just a lot of tweaking these numbers. Or I'm sure you can make it easier for yourself, and you can export like export one number here maybe. We can try that now, and then yeah. So if I do @export there, and if I do angle x or something, and we can equal that, we can just leave that there. Oh, we have to make it equal number, so we can make it equal 90, I guess. No, we can't. Oh no, we can. Okay, and then we can do the same for. If we do the same for the other way, we can do. Oh, we can set the default to what they are now. I think that's probably a smart idea. So if we do that, and then we can go in here. And we can hopefully change it to angle x or angle. I'll put them angle 1, angle 2 because it's not technically x and y. So it'll be angle 1, angle 2. So if we change that to angle 1, or other way around, sorry, angle 2, angle 1. We don't want that to be a minus there because that'll mess it up. So we just want angle to angle 1 like that. So we save that, and we can now go back to the scene here. If we go on the player body, there you go. You should have angle 1 and angle 2 here. And so if I play now, it'll be what we saw before. So if I click in the window, look, it'll be that. But then if I hit escape and I say let's change that to 180, just so it's really obvious. I see that there's the reset button, so you can set it back to the default. If we then replay the game and we click inside, you see we can make ourselves very dizzy and rotate it all the way around. And then we close that, and you can just click reset, and it'll set it back to the default. I think that's the top clamp, and that one's the bottom clamp. So if I go back to the script, that's the bottom clamp here. So the angle 2 is how far down you can go to stop it before it rotates, and angle 1 here, so the second number in the script, is how far up it will go. And I would like to give some credit for this, because a lot of this I learnt from watching a 3D movement tutorial on YouTube from someone called Bramwell, as you can see here. This tutorial was quite helpful. I did only watch this part of the for the camera, and he explains a lot of the things in the videos, like relative and what that does and everything. And it's a very helpful tutorial. So, so make sure to check it out, as well as, you know, or even if you just play it in the background, give it a bit of love. And yeah, that should be the end of the tutorial. We have a working camera, and slightly different to what is in Brownwell's tutorial is we added the extra values for you to edit in the inspector itself, so you don't have to go back into the script. But it's basically the same tutorial. He has the extra movement and camera in one video though. So if you want to just get through this in one go, or you know somebody who would rather just watch it all and do it all in one go, then make sure to check out his video. Alright, so thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.